This is Pathos from Symphony of Heaven, and you are listening to The Johnny Taco Show.
The Eagle has landed.
All right, this is Johnny Tacos here with another exciting and informative episode. And we have a band today, all the way from Little Rock, Arkansas. The band, The Weeping Gate. And today, we're going to be listening to a couple of their music. Today, we're going to start off with a heavy song called Deconstruction. So here we are in 1, 2, 3.
God does not want people dead.
Oh, I think God wants a lot of people dead.
right, this is Johnny Tacos here, and that was Deconstruction by the band The Weeping Gate. And hopefully nobody will be weeping today because it's going to be fun. We have Sydney Halcumb, right? Is that how you say your last name? From the band The Weeping Gate. And before I get to her interview, I just want to say Battle of the Bands is coming up. Registration ends September 9th. If you have a band and you have a passion and you just want to rock and roll for God, this is the place for a little friendly competition. You know, we accept all genres as well as, all types of music, because there's so many genres in the subgenre. But what I'm saying is September 9th is the last time you can register for the Battle of the Bands. And just to let you know, I sweeten the pot. I sweeten it just a little bit because, you can't have sweetness because you'll get diabetes and then you'll blame Johnny and then you'll sue Johnny Tacos, all that good stuff. But, we have a new partner, and they are Platinum Music Complex in North Richland Hills. If you don't know where North Richland Hills is, it's north of Richland Hills. You get it? I thought it was funny. Nobody laughed. Okay, I give up. But Platinum Music Complex, you can have bands play. It's a concert hall. That's where the Battle of the Bands is going to be. First place, you get 2 hours of premium studio time. And that means you get to walk in there. You get to play with all their bells and whistles. You get some good music out. You get to worship God with the new lyrics that you have. It's just going to be awesome. I think it's an awesome prize for first place, along with the $200, which, if you want to take me out for tacos, that's awesome. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to say no. A fat kid does not say no to cake, but this fat kid says no to cake, but yes to tacos. So just let you know, September 9th for the October 8th. October 8th for the Battle of the Band. So come on, guys. I know y'all could do it. All right. We are back from that advertisement stuff, and we have Sydney here. She is the brainchild. I think she is the brainchild because every woman is the brain behind every man, and she's brushing off her shoulders. My wife tends to say she's the brain of the family too, which since she's not here, I am going to have to agree with her because I don't agree with her in person. It's always fun. So, but anyways, hey Sydney, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm really good. Thank you so much for inviting us.
And thank you for being on the show. I'm so sorry the rest of the guys couldn't make it today, but you know what? We had the fun person here.
That's right. That's right.
And you're from Little Rock, right? Little Rock, Arkansas. So you played in Vino's and all that, right?
We've played Vino's more times than I could even count. Yeah.
Because my brother was big in that scene, Jake. He was big in the metal scene back in the early 2000s. So he used to frequently go to Vino's. He moved back to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. But to me, a lot of people don't see Arkansas as being a metal capital, and it really is. There's so many metal bands out there, and a lot of great bands that came from out there. So, and you are one of them. So, congratulations.
Thank you. We're trying to to be a little bit of a somebody here in the local scene. Trying to make our mark.
And also, you also have a lot of fans outside because you probably have a lot of Spanish from South America or something because they really love heavy stuff.
Yeah, we're kind of surprised when we go on Spotify and look at where people are listening from around the world. I'm like, what? Someone in Poland is listening to this song? It's amazing. That really excites me that, people around the world are finding some value in listening to our music.
And going to that because a lot of people get strayed away from Christian anything with the title Christian and then insert your genre of a band. You don't really, I try to do some investigation, but I know someone says that everybody's Christian in the band but don't really consider Christian. But we were talking earlier about this, and you were giving us you were giving me, not them, not yet, unless you are psychic or whatever, y'all are from the future. If this is from the future, hopefully I made that $1 million off of that scratch off. But anyways, do tell the listeners about your band.
Well, we started in 2007, and my husband, Rob, who's the guitarist, he and his older brother started it. And at that time, everyone in the band was a Christian. And over the years, we've taken breaks and we've had different members change out. And at this point in time, Rob and I are the only Christians in the band. And so back then it was easy to be like, yeah, we're a Christian band. We weren't really ever worried if that label would be off-putting. And we found that even a lot of people who weren't Christians, if they liked our music, they didn't care that we were a Christian band. They were like, you guys are nice people. This music, really jams. I'm going to listen to it. Now, so many people have different opinions about labeling bands Christian or not. Some people are like, yeah, if your lyric content is still faith-based, you can call yourself a Christian band. Other people are like, no, if every person in the band is not a Christian, you cannot call yourself that. So we don't know what to do with ourselves. And that's not to say that other members in the band aren't possibly exploring their relationship with God. And exploring their belief, that's not up to me to air who that is or what they're feeling or thinking, because that's their own personal walk and journey. And me and Rob are praying for them. And, we like to think hey, maybe even being in this band, we have never once tried to pressure our bandmates or our fans or anyone into, accepting Christ or becoming believers. But we just believe that with the way we live and the way we love others, hopefully that light will shine. And even we've had recently a friend of ours who's in a secular band say, hey, I have a friend of mine who's struggling with some issues. And she said she wished she had a Christian friend to talk to. And you and Rob, even though I'm not a Christian, y'all are the best Christians I know. Would y'all talk to this friend for me? And that really warmed my heart that my non-Christian friend was like, hey, I have a friend who wants to talk to someone about God and needs prayer. I think you guys would be great. So I was like, so we still hope that just by, being believers in this band, that Rob and I can be a light. And we're very choosy about who's in our band. And whether or not they were believers wasn't really a requirement for us, because Rob and I still write the lyrics. 99% of the lyrics are written by us through the lens of a believers. We have one song called Lycanthropy that's about werewolves. That's just kind of a fun, silly song. We made a music video about it, and it was a comedy. That was just kind of for fun. So I don't know what to call us, because I feel like no matter what we label ourselves, there's going to be someone that's wrong. So we don't know anymore. Rob and I are Christians. We know that. That's never in question. But as the band, yes, we still write songs about our faith, about the battle of just existing in this crazy world as a person of faith. And however people want to interpret and enjoy our music, we just hope that it speaks to them somehow and that they enjoy it.
And just to let you know, I was going to ask you about the werewolf song, and I'm like, this is feels very Christian, but you know what? I like horror movies. I love werewolves. I love watching werewolves. I know it's make believe. It's just when you're into metal, you kind of sway to horror movies too. So yeah, but you could really, because I kind of, at first I was like, should we write this song about werewolves? Rob came up with the riff and he's like, this riff just makes me think about werewolves. And I was like, well, should we? And he's like, well, when you read the lyrics, other than the word lycanthropy, it doesn't quite say werewolf. It's someone waking up
in this destruction, and like their clothes are torn, there's blood on the floor, and they're like, what have I done? I was like, I mean, we could just really go, really look deep into it and be like, that's how it is sometimes with sin in our lives. We just let ourselves go and destroy things, and then we look back and be like, oh, what have I done? But honestly, you could look at it that way, but at the end of the day, it's just a fun werewolf song. My husband really likes cryptids. Looking at videos about Bigfoot and things like that.
Yeah.
So he was like, this is just for fun.
Yeah. And there's nowhere in the Bible that says you can't have fun. You can't laugh. You can't, you can't just be silly, or you can't just be like imaginative, There's nothing in the Bible that says, no, you cannot. You have to be this typical Christian guy or girl and don't say anything and just talk about Jesus 24/7. It's the relationship you have with God that just shows that you're a Christian person. You don't have to go around and Bible thump and throw out, verses. Just
and for me and Rob, like, I've always felt like our ministry is off the stage, because people get up there. I mean, if you're a Christian band and you can be like, this is our ministry, but at the end of the day, like, music is entertainment. Obviously, if you're like, I was a worship leader for years, a youth worship leader, and then over an adult service. So I know all about worship, and that's an audience of one. When I was leading worship, I was not entertaining people in the crowd. Okay, that's not what that was about. The Weeping Gate is for entertainment. And if people read our lyrics, we've had people say, man, these lyrics resonated with me. People who are not Christians say, these lyrics resonate with the grief I felt, and it felt therapeutic. And but to me, the ministry happens off the stage. Like, we just played that huge show with Ginger, and people just came to the merch table over and over again. And to me, that's the time for me personally, as Sydney, as a Christian, to shine, hugging people, loving on people, talking to them. And to me, that's the ministry's off stage. On stage is fun. Most of the people, if they don't know our songs already, because we have screen vocals, they don't even know what the lyrics are saying, But when they're face to face with you, you can pray like, God, like, help me to be that light. And I just always pray that anyone I'm talking to at a show can feel that light and that joy coming from within me. And to me, that's the ministry, is off the stage.
And just like my friend, I have a friend, Christopher Johnson from Hard Look. He's like, people just grab the CD and they start looking at the lyrics, and then they start, going with the music. It's like, oh, okay, I see this. This is a very strong message here. So, but that's how you sneak it upon some of the non-believers. You're like, Jesus good, stuff like that, which is awesome, because living my life before Christ, I loved metal. I loved listening to Chemical Corpse, Deicide, all the old, because I'm showing my age, but coming as a Christian, I was always looking around wondering, is there any death metal Christian bands? And then I met Chris and started meeting, Let the Day Perish. So many awesome bands out there that just throw a positive message with some heavy riffs and some gutturals and screaming and all that. It's awesome. I started getting away from the secular music and started listening to more of the Christian music. So you had shared a stage with like Living Sacrifice, Death Therapy, Healed to Die Upon, Crimson Thorn. Have you been all over United States? No. See, Rob and I got married about a year after the band started, and we had members come and go. And when we were kid free, we never went on any kind of big traveling tour. And now that we have kids, it seems near impossible, because our younger child has disabilities, and it's not like I can just be like, oh, go stay a week with grandma. He is a very high needs child, very hands-on all day long. And so
my family could do that for a couple of days, but to really go on a tour, I don't know. So we do want, when this new album comes out, to go on some weekend runs, maybe like hit up like Texas, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and then come back home. And then maybe in another month, hit up a few more states and a few more areas. But as far as a long tour, no, we have never been able to do that. Just because everyone who's been in the band has always had like jobs and families, and, you know, we do what we can, but, you know, our families have to come first always.
Yeah. And it's understandable, because family first is always the main thing, because you tend to forget about, when you go on tour, you forget that the precious moments of being a family does to the growth of a child. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to be there, and you know, have you ever brought your children to? Are they little tiny or?
No, so my older child, my daughter, she's 11, and my son is 9. I could never bring, he's a disabled one, I could never bring him to a show. And my daughter is just now at the age where we've been like, do you want to go to a show? But she's like, death metal's not really my thing. You know, she doesn't really, she likes, you know, Lauren Daigle, she likes Paramore. She doesn't listen to metal. Like, she'll say, y'all are really good for your style. I'm proud of you, but that's not. She wants to come see us play maybe like once, but she would not want to like go on tour. She's like, I don't want to listen to death metal every day.
Well,
She's got her own little personality.
Well, maybe we can have y'all down here in Dallas for next year's Metal Grace, which it's a concert that I do once a year. You know, for the Johnny Taco Show, and I get a lot of awesome independent bands come out, and they just rock, and we have a revival, and it's a really beautiful thing. So maybe I could reach out to y'all and say, hey, y'all want to come to Dallas for a day? You know, you can go and to downtown and enjoy the expensive pizza and do the thing, and then go to wherever I have the concert at and melt people's faces.
We're all about enjoying the local cuisine. And we played Texas. Actually, it was 2020, like 3 or 4 days before the big shutdown happened. We played Mythic Metal Fest. It was like a Christian metal fest. I think at a place called like the Rail Yard or something.
The Rail Club.
Rail Club, that's it. And that was amazing. But yeah, that was like right whenever, like no one was wanting to shake hands with each other. We were all like, oh, hey, high five. You know, we didn't know what was going on. And like we got home, and like the next day there was like the first case in Arkansas. But yeah, that was the last time we played in Texas. So we would definitely love to go back.
And we'll see if we can make that happen, because your music's awesome. I can actually jam to it while I'm working. You know, it keeps me awake and just rocking out. Yeah. You know, I had to put it in my ears. I had to put it in my ears because at my, I guess at the job that pays me, they don't like really loud music playing. So I just put it in my ear pods and I'm banging my head. People probably thinking, oh no, we need to give, we need to get to hospital. I think Johnny is convulsing here. He's having a stroke or something. He's old. He's an old guy. So
yeah, if they heard the screaming coming from the music, then they'd really be concerned, like, what is going on?
Well, how do you dress like that and listen to that music? It's called a disguise.
Yeah. Well, and I'm like, listen, I love, like, pink is my favorite color. We're about to make me a pink library in the house. I love looking like edgy metal chick, but then I also love like ruffles and flowers and pink things. And but I'm like, you know what, metal, my enjoyment of metal on the inside has nothing to do with how I like to dress on the outside. You might see me like looking super edgy one day at Walmart, and the next time you might see me like in all pastels, because, you know, variety.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the picture on the record label House of Perdition Records, And that, I like that, you know, it's cool. Your husband looks like, he looks like he can just go right at you and just, and, you know, but I bet you he's a really nice guy, because a lot of metalheads get that rough, you know, kind of, was stereotype that, you know, they're all mean and they bite bats and they slap babies or kick puppies, you know, stuff like that.
Listen, our band is full of some of the softest guys, and I hope they don't like take offense to that. But first of all, my husband, he's like the goofball, the class clown. Some people have said he's like a big Great Dane puppy. He's like this big guy, but then he's like all happy energy. Our bassist, Eric, the one with the really long hair and the glasses, he puts a different stuffed animal on his amp for every show. So that's always kind of fun. Like, what stuffed animal does Eric have today? Like, little plushie. I mean, it's always the most random, like the axolotl or different things like that. And then our vocalist, Alex, he's got all the tattoos. He looks really tough, but he's just like the most humble, just quiet, sweet guy. Our drummer, Phillip, is like obsessed with his cats, and he's just like this really calm, sweet, easygoing guy. So like, no one is like this big, tough, mean, scary, but like, it's all smiles. It's all laughter. It's just, we're just super chill. No one is scary in this band.
Wasn't Alex in another band? He looks so familiar.
He and Rob are both in a band called the Delirium Effect. They're out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. They're more like deathcore. So yeah, he's the vocalist for that band. It's really funny because the Weeping Gate has played shows with the Delirium Effect. So Alex would and Rob both would get off stage with the Weeping Gate and then get back on stage with Delirium Effect. And everyone in the crowd is like, wait, weren't y'all just on the stage? You know? But yeah, they're both in that band as well.
Well, that's awesome, because, you know, if you love your work, you don't mind doing, you know, 2 sets in a show. You know, there's Cannibalistic. Fred from Cannibalistic plays in the hardcore metal Cannibalistic, but then he does a more soul music in another band, and it's kind of weird to see like how 2 different genres and the same person's playing. So
yeah.
So what are some of your influences for music?
Well, Rob writes all the music for the band, the riffs and everything, and his number one influence is the Black Dahlia Murder. That band, I don't know if you've listened to them, but
they're a bunch of gamers. They're a bunch of nerds and gamers. Yeah, I know them.
Yeah, he loves them, and so he loves how they have these really cool intricate riffs, but they incorporate a lot of melody. Some bands are just all about like the technical side of things and just like heavy drop tuning, breakdowns, but he loves the melodies that are hidden in the riffs and the grooves, something you can really, you know, get your head going listening to. So that's really his main big musical influence. As far as everyone in the band, Phillip, our drummer, is like super into black metal. Our bassist, Eric, what doesn't he listen to, honestly? I feel like he is, he's like the most unique person in the band. We were in a band meeting the other day, and he steps into frame like holding an accordion. And like we're just sitting there having a band meeting, and dude's just like jamming on this accordion. I don't know. Me personally, I listen to a little bit of everything, a little indie rock. I love musicals, but yeah, we try to like kind of create our own little thing. We definitely have the mellow death thing going on, inspired by like the Black Dahlia Murder. I try to add a lot of like symphonic, orchestral elements to it to give it that really big, sweeping, epic vibe. Phillip is always trying to like throw like the black metal blast beats in every song, and so it's just like a really big mix of a lot of different styles.
And for people, this is another Johnny Taco secret. I do like some musicals, like the greatest show on earth. I listened to that album on Spotify I'm actually, I feel like I'm doing a testimony. I listened to that, and I've also listened to a couple of songs off of Rent because, you know, sometimes you just need a cleanse from listening to everything that you love to listen to, and then you go to the other stuff, and you're like, well, you know, I like the show, so I'm gonna go and listen to the music. Now, my wife loves the Trolls movies, so she'll play Trolls while we're going to like Houston or we're going to Terrell or somewhere, and I'm listening to Justin Timberlake singing, and I can only handle so much Justin Timberlake.
Yes. See, my daughter watched that movie a lot when she was little. Like, there was a phase where we had to watch it every day, so I know all about the Trolls song.
And I don't have a problem with it, you know. Sometimes she'll catch me like humming along or something. I deny it.
It's hard not to.
I deny it, but you know, you can't hide it. Why deny it? So you start singing.
Exactly. Yeah, never be ashamed of like what you listen to. You like what you like, and even like my husband Rob, he sometimes we'll be like on a road trip and we'll just listen to a ton of metal, and then we'll be like, you know what, we need a break. He really appreciates like folk and bluegrass and things like that because the musicianship is on another level. And so sometimes we'll just be listening to some really chill like music like that's you wouldn't expect a metalhead to listen to, but sometimes you do. You need a little bit of a break, a cleanse, genre wise, and then get back to your metal music, you know, of course.
Yeah, you always get back to it. You know, I don't think I ever grew out of listening to like, you know, Pantera or Metallica or, you know, bands like Suicidal Tendencies, because I used to be big on punk, skate punk music back in the day, stuff like that. You never get away from it.
Yeah.
So you going through? Are y'all making new music right now?
Yes, we had actually expected our new album to be out in July, but we always never like to commit to like a certain date because with all of us having jobs and families and then just like life, and we all live very spread out. See, me and Rob live in Little Rock. Our bassist and our drummer live up in Northwest Arkansas, and then our vocalist lives in Northeast Arkansas. Like, they're 5 hours from each other, and then they're both 3 hours from us. So we are never all hardly ever in a room together unless we are rehearsing to play a show. So all of our writing and our recording is all done separately. And so that makes it take a while longer. If Rob's going to record a guitar riff and then he sends it to the drummer, and the drummer kind of plays on it, records some ideas and sends it back to us. And then we say, oh, that's cool, but instead of going to the blast beat there, can you go to the 2/4? And he's like, okay. So we send it back, then he re-records it. So whereas if we were just all in the same room, coming up with those ideas on the spot and then recording it, it'd be so much quicker.
Yeah.
But we don't have that luxury.
But you have the technology.
We have the technology, and that's a lot of people said, you know, oh, during COVID, did your process change? We're like, no, because we were already doing the long distance recording and everything before COVID. But yes, our album, we don't know when it's going to come out. It could come out later this year or early next year. We're hoping by the end of the year, but we've already released the 2 singles, Deconstruction and Illuminate and Desecrate, which has the music video. We have a 3rd single that should for sure be coming out in fall. And that's all I can tell you for sure.
Oh, come on. Come on. You got to get a little bit more. We got to reel it out. We got to bring the fish in. Come on. A little more
I know
bait.
we're definitely going to work on 1 or 2 more music videos before the end of the year. But as far as the full-length album, I don't even know. It won't be too long.
And it's all good because a lot of bands are starting to do that now, where they'll just throw out singles of music and not even record an album, and then you'll see like an album 3 years later, and it's all the singles that were all through that 3 years. Yeah. But we are going to be. The rules are constantly changing. Yeah, definitely changing. We're going to be playing Illuminate and Desecrate, which is another new song from y'all, and we're going to be playing it here in a few minutes. We're getting close to the end of the show. Sydney, I want to tell you how much I appreciate you being on the show. It was a shame that the other guys couldn't make it. Maybe next time when you get the full length out, and we'll promote it on here on the show, and we can get y'all all together, or maybe we can get y'all to a couple of concerts, or even the Battle of the Bands. You want to get on the Battle of the Bands. You want to have that 2 hours of pristine platinum music complex studio time.
Yeah.
So, but I just want to let you know, thank you. Your music is very heartfelt. Even though people are like, kind of, because it's screaming and all that, and people are just jamming to the beats and all that. But if you actually go and read the lyrics, you'll see the spirituality of the music and the message in between the music. And I just want to let you know before we get to this music, I am a fan now. So I appreciate your music. Just keep going, keep doing what God has given you that gift for. And do your ministry. Keep doing your ministry, because that's what we need. We live in a world where the church is becoming so trying to get up with being liberal with some places, and we need a revival. Jesus needs to come in and revive the church, awaken the church, and bring us back to the right path that we need. And we can't do that without bands such as you, such as your band. So keep fighting that good fight, and we're going to rock and roll. And if you bang your head too much in your iPhone, my mind went blank. Your iPad, is it iPod? iPods, there we go. Your iPods fly out and hit some old person in the back of the head, causing her to relive the past of 1952.
It's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah, you cannot sue the Weeping Gate or the Johnny Taco Show, because all you'll get is tacos and maybe some weeping. So Here it is, Illuminate and Desecrate by The Weeping Gate.
Foundation where mercy lies.
right, that is the end of the show. I would like to thank Sydney Halcumb of the Weeping Gate for being on the show today. It was awesome to get to know her, get to know more about the band and where the band is heading. It is always a great day when God is in charge. And when it's not like Charles in charge, but like a father figure, like a father to a child. It's awesome to learn and to feel love and compassion. And I believe through the songs that the Weeping Gate produce, you feel that love and that compassion of God in every word of that lyrics. I want to thank Chris Johnson. I want to thank also SERGIO POLLOCK. I want to thank also Rich Williams, Jonathan Coffeeman Douglas, Aaron Kirby, the handsome men of Christ. I also want to thank all the new listeners I happen to stumble upon. You think this is a Food Network special. The only edification I give you, and it's a great edification, is the edification of Jesus Christ through the testimony and music of my guests, such as you heard today. You are not here by mistake. God had something needed you to listen. With that, welcome. You are part of the Taco family, which is part of the Christian family. And it's a beautiful thing. To all the diehard listeners, you know who you are. I have a specific set of skills. I see you on social network. I see you liking music. I see you at concerts wearing my shirt and all that. Without you guys, I would just be talking to the wall, and that would give ample ammunition to lock me up in the gates of Gotham forever. But seriously, guys, you are the sour cream on this Taco Supreme, and I can't wait to keep going and going and going. And I'm just excited about what God has in store for this ministry and what He has in store in my life. Can I get an amen? Well, God bless you. God keep you. And you remember, guys, don't just have a good day. No. Have yourself a great day. Until next time, wrestling fans. I just want to, before that, when I said wrestling fans, I just want to give out a warm condolences to the Rotunda family for Bray and his untimely death. God rest your soul. Until then, y'all keep it cool. Keep it classy, San Francisco. Later.